Scene script. Picture this. A family gathering, warmth and laughter until an unexpected guest arrives. It was a typical Thanksgiving evening. The air filled with the aroma of roasted turkey, sweet potatoes, and the laughter of loved ones. The family, engrossed in their celebration, had no idea that they were about to become part of a tale that would chill the bones of anyone who heard it. As the evening progressed, small oddities began to creep into the festivities. A glass, sitting securely on the table, tumbled to the floor without a hand in sight. Laughter turned into hushed whispers as a chill swept through the room, despite the roaring fire in the hearth. The family tried to brush it off, attributing it to the wind or a trick of the light. But then, the whisper started. The faintest sound of someone speaking, just beyond the edge of hearing. It was almost like a sigh, a breathy echo that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once. The feeling of being watched, scrutinized by unseen eyes, began to set in. The jovial atmosphere turned eerie as the shadows in the room seemed to dance with an unnatural rhythm. The climax of the evening was reached when the family, huddled together in fear, felt the presence of something else in the room, something they couldn't see but could feel, a presence that was not invited, that was not part of their family, yet was sharing in their Thanksgiving dinner. The realization hit them like a cold gust of wind, leaving them frozen in their seats. They were not alone. The night of festivity turned into a night of fear, of uncertainty. The unseen guest had left an indelible mark on their celebration, turning laughter into whispers, warmth into a chilling cold. This was not a Thanksgiving they would forget, nor was it one they would ever want to remember. But who or what was this unseen entity that turned their festive night into a chilling nightmare? Now let us journey to a more secluded setting, a cabin in the woods, where a group of friends decided to celebrate Thanksgiving. Picture a group of longtime friends, eager to escape the hustle and bustle of city life, seeking solace in the tranquility of the woods. Their plan was simple: to gather, dine, and share the warmth of their bond over a Thanksgiving feast in an isolated cabin. The table was set, the wine was poured, and the centerpiece of the celebration, the golden brown turkey, sat invitingly on the table. As the evening wore on, they dined heartily, sharing laughter and stories. However, a shadow of unease began to fall over the cabin as one by one, the friends started feeling unwell. It started with a bout of queasiness, escalating to stomach cramps and cold sweats. The mirth of their celebration soon turned into a symphony of groans, the festive atmosphere replaced by an oppressive pall of dread. As the friends' conditions rapidly deteriorated, they scrambled to find the cause, their desperate search leading to a horrifying revelation. The turkey, the star of their Thanksgiving feast, was not what it seemed. Beneath the succulent outer layer, they discovered a ghastly sight. The innards were infested, a sight so horrifying that it defied description. The realization hit them like a cold gust of wind. They had been feasting on a tainted turkey, unknowingly inviting a sinister force into their celebration. The cabin in the woods, once a haven of tranquility, had morphed into a prison of horror. Their joyous Thanksgiving feast had turned into a nightmare, a sinister banquet where the main course was fear itself. The friends were left to face the consequences of their ill-fated feast, their Thanksgiving celebration reduced to a chilling tale of horror. The cabin in the woods now stood as a grim reminder of the feast that went horribly wrong, a monument to a Thanksgiving they would never forget. A feast meant for joy and gratitude turned into a sinister banquet of horror. Our final story takes us to a quiet suburban neighborhood where a forgotten soul seeks vengeance. In the heart of autumn, a family, eager for a fresh start, moved into their newly acquired home. The house, nestled among a canopy of flaming orange leaves, seemed perfect for a new beginning. As Thanksgiving approached, the family was blissfully unaware of the chilling past that clung to the foundations of their home. The first sign of something amiss came with the haunting cries piercing the silence of the night. The eerie sounds reminiscent of a soul in torment sent shivers down their spines. Yet the family dismissed it as the creaks and moans of an old house settling in. Soon the shadows began to dance. The family noticed them lurking in corners, darting across rooms, and disappearing as quickly as they appeared. An unsettling feeling of being watched started to creep in, turning their dream home into a nightmare. As the days passed, these strange occurrences escalated. The family found themselves caught in a chilling vortex of inexplicable events that seemed to peak as Thanksgiving neared. The once warm and inviting home now felt cold and hostile, a stark contrast to the festive spirit that should have filled it. Then came the horrifying climax. On the eve of Thanksgiving, the family discovered the house's dark secret. Buried deep within its walls was the tormenting tale of a forgotten soul, wronged and left to suffer in silence. This soul was not just a specter of the past, but a reminder of a history that was cruelly ignored and left to fester. This forgotten one was not just seeking attention, not merely crying out for notice. It was demanding acknowledgement, seeking to balance the scales of justice that had been tipped against it for too long. In the end, the family learned the hard way that some histories are better left undisturbed. Their Thanksgiving was a chilling reminder that the past has a way of catching up, and when it does, it can be a horrifying experience. The echoes of the forgotten one still linger in the quiet suburban neighborhood, a chilling testament to a past that refuses to be ignored. The family learned the hard way that some histories are better left undisturbed. The shadows have lifted, and we are left with the chilling echoes of these three horrifying tales. Let's take a moment to look back at the sinister events that unfolded. Our first story, The Unseen Guest, was a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying things are those we cannot see. A typical Thanksgiving dinner turned into a nightmare as an invisible entity wreaked havoc, leaving the family in fear and disbelief. The unseen, it seems, can be more terrifying than what meets the eye. Next, we delved into The Sinister Feast. Here, a seemingly normal Thanksgiving celebration took a dark turn when the meal served became a harbinger of doom. The grotesque transformation of a festive feast into a gruesome tableau was a stark reminder of how quickly joy can morph into horror. The sinister underbelly of the feast served a chilling warning about the illusions that comfort and tradition can create. Finally, we confronted the haunting tale of The Forgotten One, a story where the past refused to stay buried, turning a day of gratitude into one of regret and fear. The Forgotten One returned, casting a long, dark shadow over the Thanksgiving celebration. The tale served as a grim reminder that forgetting is not always equivalent to absolution. Each story, unique in its horror, painted a chilling picture of Thanksgiving gone terribly wrong. They highlighted the terrifying twists that can turn even the most joyous celebrations into horrifying events. These tales remind us that horror is not confined to dark alleys or haunted houses. It can strike anywhere, even within the warm, inviting confines of a Thanksgiving gathering. So as we leave the chilling echoes of these tales behind, let's carry their lessons with us. They remind us to be vigilant, to question the seemingly ordinary, and to never underestimate the power of the unseen. Remember, when you sit down for your Thanksgiving dinner, be grateful, be joyous, but also be aware, for horror often lurks where it is least expected. As we draw the curtains on these tales of terror, remember, not all Thanksgiving stories end with a slice of pumpkin pie. We've journeyed through the unseen, the sinister, and the forgotten, each story a twisted reflection of a holiday that's meant to bring us together in gratitude and celebration. Yet, as we've seen, even these cherished moments can be a breeding ground for the macabre and the malevolent. Horror, you see, is not confined to dark corners and forgotten alleyways. It is not a creature of the night lurking only in the shadows. No, horror is a chameleon, changing its form to blend into the most unexpected of places. It can turn a joyful feast into a sinister banquet, a welcome guest into an unseen menace, and a cherished tradition into a haunting memory. It's in these stark contrasts that horror truly thrives, turning the familiar into the strange, the comforting into the chilling, and the safe into the dangerous. It's a reminder that even in the midst of warmth and love, a chill can still creep in, the unexpected can still occur, and fear can still find a home. Now, as we leave these stories behind us, we invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever felt that chill during the Thanksgiving festivities? Have you ever found yourself in the middle of your own horror story, your heart pounding as the turkey is carved and the cranberry sauce is passed around? We've shared our stories, now it's your turn. Perhaps, like us, You've experienced the uncanny power of horror to transform even the most joyous occasions into something altogether more unnerving. Until next time, remember, even in the warmth of Thanksgiving, the chill of horror is never far away.